During Queen Elizabeth II's reign, British soldiers committed widespread atrocities against Kenyans at the height of the Mau Mau uprising between 1952 and 1960. Roughly 1.5 million people were forced into concentration camps, subjected to torture, rape and other violations. It's little wonder that on the streets of Nairobi, people's memories of colonial Britain, an empire fundamentally connected to monarchy, are not often positive.
I was young, but even as young as I was, we suffered a lot. Our fathers, our uncles, our relatives, either were in detention or they were killed.
Unlike Kenya, which declared independence in 1963, there are 14 countries that retain the British sovereign as their head of state. On Saturday, the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda announced plans to hold a referendum on becoming a republic. And debates that have rumbled on for years about ties to the monarchy have been reignited across the Commonwealth, from Australia to Canada to the Caribbean.
I think mainly out of respect for Elizabeth II, these discussions were not taking place. There was, I think, an anticipation that these conversations would restart when the new king came to the throne. And that's what we're seeing.
The recent visit of Prince William and Kate to Jamaica earlier this year triggered debates about Britain's colonial past. The optics were described as a throwback. As the trumpets rang out amidst the pomp and ceremony of centuries-old tradition, few inside the 900-year-old Westminster Hall would have questioned the existence of monarchy in Britain in 2022.
If we're talking about a world of freedom and inclusivity and equality, it just doesn't tally.
But for Maurice MacLeod, the son of South African and Jamaican immigrants to the UK, the royal family and its connection to democratic constitution needs a complete rethink.
That's the thing about the monarchy. They are the symbol of Britain's history, and that's what they're held up as. But you also have to, if you're doing that, you also have to take the bad then. They're also the symbol of the Mau Mau's. They're also the symbol of all that slavery and oppression. You can't unpick those two things, which I think is what's so difficult about even the concept of monarchy, especially in the Commonwealth.
For some in this country, Queen Elizabeth II was the living embodiment of an institution which bears no rational justification whatsoever. In fact, a hereditary position that harks back to an era in which atrocities, genocides even, were committed in the name of the crown all over the globe. Should this country now begin a process of constitutional change?
What certain countries have done recently to reject the royal family, remove them from state, time for them to move on, I think.
I think we might be looking at how this relationship will develop and what modern-day monarchy will look like to the UK moving forward, and now is a good time for us to start doing that.
As far as I'm concerned, coming from an African Caribbean background, I don't see the monarchy has played any definitive role in advancing our way of life.
The death of the Queen brings the constitutional role of monarchy in 21st century Britain and 14 other Commonwealth countries into sharp focus. Luke Hanrahan for Newsy, London.